Welcome everybody. Welcome back to Jailbait and Tackle Outdoors. Today is going to be another segment of fish talk. So today is going to be a good fish to talk about. It's a highly sought after sport fish, and it is called the common snook. So you can see that right there. That is the common snook. And there's four other types of snook. I'm going to just get that out of the way real quick. There's the fat snook as well. There's a sword spine snook and a tarpon snook. The only one we're going to talk about today is the common snook shown right here. It has some other names, lineside, robalo, and revelia. So as you can see, there's some wording here off to the side. The snook fish is they call it a hermaphrodite fish. And basically what happens with this, they're pretty much all born males. And when most of them, when they get to around 30 inches, they will change their sex. And then they'll turn into females, which get much larger than the males. The males generally don't get much, you're not going to usually see a male over 30 inches for the most part. But there's a slot limit in the state of Florida, and different coasts, there's different slot limits. So the slot limit means the minimum size you could keep would be 28 inches. That's on both coasts. And on the West Coast, where I'm located in the Fort Myers region, the slot limit goes up to 33 inches. And when you go to the Atlantic side, it's 28 to 32 inches. So that's a little bit about that. That's not really listed in here, but I just wanted to mention that, get that out of the way. Now I'm going to talk about the range on this fish. It's a tropical species. Snook are found on the lower islands of the Caribbean, including Cuba, Puerto Rico, and Hispaniola. They are absent from the Bahamas except for an occasional straggler in Bimini. In Florida, they are largely confined to about the lower half of the peninsula. However, a few successive years without damaging freezes will send them spreading northward, particularly on the Atlantic coast, where they have been fishable even around Jacksonville at times. On the Gulf side, the Homosassa River seems to be the limit of their range, although wandering individuals are caught in the panhandle on occasion. Even on the lower Gulf Coast, occasional freezes kill many snook. Serious kills are less common on the Atlantic side, where deeper, warmer water is closer at hand to provide a haven. So that's just a little bit about the range. And I usually preface this information. This is from an older publication that is no longer in publication, but it's called The Sport Fish of Florida, and it's part of the Florida Sportsman series, and the author was Vic Dunaway. Really good publication. So when we get talked about some of the records and stuff like that, that may not apply because this has not been in publication for probably around 10 years or so. So let's talk about the description of the snook. The snook has the most distinctive body shape, featuring a tapered head and snout, underslugged lower jaw, large fins, and most distinctive of all, a prominent black stripe running the full length of the lateral line. The stripe is present in all species of snook. Coloration is generally dark gray to black on the dorsal surface, shading to silvery on the sides. The fins are yellowish. As with many inshore fish, the coloration may vary with season and habitat. Snook of inside waters usually have darker sides. So you're going to see this long, dark, horizontal stripe. It's very identifiable. And when they're talking about the snout and such and the jaw, you can see that right there. So let's get on and talk about the size of the fish. And generally the size ranges is from 3 to 15 pounds. Snook weighing 20 to 30 pounds are not unusual on either coast. especially around inlets and passes during the summer when the spawning takes place. A number of snook topping 40 pounds have been caught over the years on both coasts, and the maximum may be 60 or more. World record is 53 pounds, 10 ounces. Florida record, 44 pounds, 3 ounces. Like I said, this is an older publication, so that may not be factual on this date in 2022, but that gives you an idea of what you can expect. Okay, let's talk about the food value. Snook are proportionately very thick through the shoulders, and their fillets represent a higher portion of total weight than most other fish. The fillets are mild yet flavorful and are ranked as the top of nearly everyone's list of favorite fish. I do love this fish. Oh my gosh, it's so good. When you kind of like saute them in a skillet or anything like that, they're going to flake up. It's a very white fish. I like to do like a kind of when it flakes up, and I'll use like a white cream sauce with white cooking wine and maybe some other little additives like some chopped up portobello mushrooms, something like that. Get a nice cream sauce, do it over a bed of rice, and you're going to be real excited and real happy. I keep pausing the camera because we're getting a little bit of thunder, so I'm trying to avoid that, during this filming. All right, game qualities. One of the best for all-around fighting ability. The fight is usually featured by several long runs and a few jumps. Small snook leap high in the manner of a ladyfish, while the really big females manage to clear only about half of their bodies. Snook are also past masters at utilizing shoreline roots and any other obstructions to their advantage. Yeah, they're going to run you in the bushes. That's why you want to try and pull them away from the mangrove tree lines and any other obstacles. All right. They are very fun to catch, very fun to catch. So let's talk about the tackle and baits. Even though spinning and bait casting tackle are the most used, light saltwater boat rods get plenty of action, particularly when the live baits in the passes and inlets. Even heavier gear often gets the call for fishing from piers and bridges. Surf tackle can be used at times, although surf snook are usually close to the beach in easy range casting gear. Like I said, they like to run up and down the trough, feed on the bait fish, so they're going to usually be between the sandbar, then there's a trough, and then you're going to be the beach. So they like to run up and down that trough. So fly fishermen take their snook on large streamers and poppers for the most part, while hard lure casters rely heavily on mirror plugs, bucktail, plastic jigs, jerk plugs, spoons, and topwater plugs. Any small fish makes good live bait, as do live shrimp and crabs. Schooling bait fish such as pilchards work wonders on both live, chum, and bait. Large dead baits fished on the bottom take some very big snook. Best are mullet heads, ladyfish heads, or halves. So that is very true. That is very true. A lot of good baits. I don't really hear too many people using the crabs to fish for the snook. I know they like to do that for any type of drum fish, like redfish, any type of black drum, stuff like that. But if Vic Dunaway put it in the book, I'm sure he knows what he's talking about. So let's talk about the fishing systems real quick. There's still fishing, casting, trolling, and drift fishing. And we're getting close to wrapping this up. The habitat. Snook are fished on a variety of settings: mangrove shorelines, grassy flats, potholes, passes, and inlets. They love to hang out around bridge and pier pilings or any other kind of snag. They also are excellent surf fish in many areas. So that's pretty much everything you kind of, you need to know about the common snook. I do want to touch base on something. I did a little bit of research on these. I'm going to mention some other hermaphrodite type fish, some other species. These are not all Florida-based species of fish, but there's 9 I have on this list. Clownfish is one. Asian sheepshead wrasse is another. Mangrove rivulus, salmon, black sea bass, broad-barred goby, damselfish, ribbon eel, and a black porgy. So those are some of the other fish that do change their sex. And I hope you enjoyed this episode of Fish Talk with Jailbait and Tackle Outdoors. Thank you. Have a nice day.